seed above 50%. Great color matchup out here today, too. You got the orange for the Princeton Tigers, navy blue from head to toe for the Hoyas. Whistle on the opening faceoff, and it'll be Princeton possession. And Dave, we expect both teams to shuffle the lineups. Georgetown 0-3, Princeton coming off their first loss.
Yeah, this is a game where both coaches need to figure out their lines heading into the rest of their season. As we talked about, Georgetown is set up
6 of them on the roster. One of them, Danny Hinks, the Dartmouth transfer, who was the starting goalie the first 3 games. Will Bowen, maybe the best close defender in the country. He's a transfer, shot and a goal. On the run, Georgetown strikes first about a minute and a half into the contest.
McDermott talking about grad students. Take a look with the right hand. He stayed at Georgetown for that grad year and goes 5-hole against.
Now back to Vardaro, draws the slide. Through Slusher at the top of the box. Mackesy gets the hands free and ties it. Something Matt Madelon talked about. The offense just not really in rhythm last week. That looked like vintage Princeton.
And how about Alex Vardaro? You go from midfield to now the quarterback of the offense at X. And that is a shot Mackesy normally takes, but how about the patience? Pump fake, work around the defender, get the hands free, and instead of the underhand shot, which 2-on-1.
Top midfield, Quinn Kramer over to Mackesy. He gets bodied up. Mackesy drawing the defense of Dylan Hess. Back to the top of the box through Slusher. Here's Kramer, extra pass to English. Trying to get below his man, standing his ground. Vardaro, the ex-attackman. He's been a midfielder on the doorstep. They set up Tommy Barnes, and the Tigers have the early lead. Offense looks completely different with Vardaro anchoring that attack behind the cage.
It sure does. A tremendous attackman in high school, came here to play attack, ended up at midfield and has been very productive. But how about the vision? Right on the doorstep, Barnes camps out. Defense moves just enough to give him enough space.
Yeah, if you're looking for fun one-on-one matchups, there's a couple of them out there today.
100%. How about Vardaro drawing Bowen in his first game on attack this year?
Krogan, the freshman, sets up Minikis, and it's a tie game 5 minutes in. Talked about the changes offensively for the Tigers. They move Minikis from attack to midfield. Krogan getting his first career start. He's a freshman, and he picks up the assist.
Beautiful ball movement here, and just Princeton defense did not move. And a great job by Minikis of moving to open space. Princeton just didn't follow him.
Princeton has some depth in that defensive midfield. Bo Pedersen, Luke Anderson, Marquez White, Joe Jungerkiss. Here's Kelly. Getting above goal line extended, shakes Jungerkiss out in front, sets up a teammate, save made. Solomon had that initial shot. The putback is good, and Georgetown back on top.
Got his own rebound. Nicky Solomon, the transfer from North Carolina, you talked about it, running with the second midfield. And how about the vision inside? He turns, and Rackauer's just right place, right time, and could not recover. And Solomon, I guess you could also say right place, right time on the rebound. Beautiful job, good execution by the Hoyas. It was an unreal try, but unable to find the back of the cage.
A little bit chilly here at Sherrod Field. The wind really howling through this venue, but a great crowd on hand. This coming into the season, thought this could have been a top 5 matchup. Princeton ranked 5th. Georgetown opened the season ranked number 3 in the Inside Lacrosse poll. How about that one from Mackesy with the celebration on the back end, and the Tigers back within 1.
When 91 gets the ball, it just seems that good things happen, and it's all because he does it himself. He's turning into a playmaker. He doesn't need to be set up. He can set himself up. You can tell he's gotten stronger in his sophomore season. It gives them a bit more flexibility in moving those talented players around, and obviously it goes without saying, if you're above goal line extended, you're more of a threat to score.
On the switch, English draws the short stick. Back up to Stevens with a little bit of space. Right upper 90 and the fist pump, and we are tied at 4. Kind of saw them play in that two-man game. Number 14, Jake Stevens. Number 15, Sam English.
Before I knew he shot it, the cage rattled. The accuracy and how quick.
And we'll start the push in with about 20 seconds. Aiden Carroll on the move. Out in front, the fade, Dordovic from about 5 yards out, and we're with 11 seconds to go. Georgetown jumps back on top. Beautifully executed. They started that set with about 20 seconds left in the half.
If you're going to give Dordovic free hands from that position on the field, he'll score 99 times out of 100. And a nice job. Rack out. Need to make that adjustment, and that makes a lot more sense.
And
Princeton penalty on number 32, Andrew McMeekin. Gets 30 seconds for delay of game.
so 20 seconds left on the penalty. It'll be Georgetown going man up. They're 2 for 4 on the season. Here's Dordovic, uses the turf and gives the Hoyas a 2-goal lead. Second goal of the day for the grad student from Portland, Oregon.
And again, last goal he had his hands free. This time he gets his entire body behind it, and look what happens when he does. He just overpowers Rackauer. Wow.
8 minutes of penalties, 6 minutes of that non-releasable.
Yeah, that's tough to overcome in a battle like that. And here's Sandoval.
Sandoval passes it off, flag flies, Slusher finds the back of the net. And they're going to say he stepped in. There's a flag down, and now they'll finally blow the whistle.
I certainly thought he did not step in the crease. They are much closer than I am, but it looked like he was able to tiptoe.
This is a huge call. Georgetown just had a man-up goal to make it 6-4. They waved this one off, which would make it 6-5.
No goal. He was in the crease. Blue, 43. Cross check. 1 minute.
So the penalty on James Donaldson. The Tigers will go man up. Knee was in the crease.
Knee was in the crease, but did the ball cross? He's clear of the crease.
So the ball's got to cross.
That's close.
So close. That is so close.
I don't think I'm not calling that off. I mean, tie goes to the shooter maybe, but
penalty has expired. Graham Bundy, he started as the attack, but he'll initiate from the top of the box. Pass over the top of the defense. Here's a short stick matchup for the freshman Krogan against Stevens. Ball down on the turf. Molshine trying to shovel it ahead to Finley, but Georgetown able to maintain. Unsettled situation. Here's McDermott, and he capitalizes. If you're Princeton, you were hoping this wasn't the week Georgetown clicked.
It looks like they are clicking. McDermott low to low, far side, beautiful placement. And quite frankly, luckily there wasn't a flag at the end because Cahal Roberts absolutely clobbered McDermott in the back right there. Really lucky that wasn't called.
High save made. That one came in from Bundy. Here come the Tigers. Jake Stevens. Georgetown getting numbers back. Mackesy stings it. You could see that one coming from number 91.
I think most of the folks in the stands were pointing at 91 coming into your screen there. He was wide open, and he had all day to find an open part of the net, and he just decided to make it look pretty too. How about the placement? Bang!
Took the Tigers to the Final Four last year, had them ranked in the top 5 now for 3 straight seasons.
And he's created so much depth.
Shot and a goal. Jake Stevens from 10 yards out, and it's a 1-goal game here in the second. Quickly out of a well-taken timeout.
How about Stevens today? He plays with so much energy at midfield. We talk about his ability to pick up ground balls off the faceoff, but today it's all about his shooting. High to high earlier, this time high to low. Keep the goalie guessing. That's the best recipe for success. And the Tigers pull within 1.
In assists. Here's Haley carrying above goal line extended, lashed at by Molshine. Up to Minikis. 10 on the shot clock. Minikis puts it on the left side, gets below the defense and scores. Lands in the crease, but flags fly. Goal is good.
Beautiful move here by Minikis. Gets inside.
Bo Pettersson.
Bo Pedersen hits him. And yes, that ball was definitely in the net before his left foot touched down. It's actually
There's a coach that's going to have a handle on what that does and what that means for a goalie room. It's going to be Matt Madelon, who played the position. Recruited all three guys. He feels really good about the three players he has in that room. Shot, Dordovic bounces off the mark. Backed up by Krogan to keep it for the Hoyas. Big possession here. Georgetown, they've had a 2-goal lead a couple times.
Big opportunity to stretch it to 3 here.
Shot, and what a pretty goal by Minikis.
Two straight for Minikis, 2 very different goals. Take a look, he beats English. English never gets a stick on number 13. He gets to 7-7.
They'll go man up. Georgetown scored on their only extra man opportunity earlier today. They've got their first 3-goal lead of the contest. And they've got Haley up top. Could see that one developing. Graham Bundy Jr. from 10 yards out. Another man-up goal, and it's a 4-goal lead.
It's a nice shot. You just sense a little bit the lack of energy from the defense after that penalty. A lot of time. Gianfrancaro might have been screened. But I think Princeton, tremendous save, quick movement by 27. Good to see him get going in this second half.
Out in front with a lot of traffic. Bouncer off the mark from Aiden Carroll. Tucker Dordovic, the grad transfer from Portland, just like Alex Slusher. How about that? Didn't look like he had an angle coming topside. Hat trick for Tucker Dordovic.
And that is just knowing where you are on the field. How many times has Tucker Dordovic done that in the backyard or at the highest level? He knows right where he is, barely needs to look, and beats Gianfrancaro. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He scooped, switched directions, ran to space. Textbook job.
Dylan McDermott, he's got the hat trick. On the move, top of the box, 12-6 Georgetown, doubling up the Tigers, and the Hoyas outscoring Princeton in the second half by a count of 5-0.
McDermott, beautiful shooting stroke with the left hand. Just look at how much he gets behind this, the entire body, the torque. Gianfrancaro unable to catch up to it. And Georgetown now doubling up Princeton. This was a W easily. They wanted to test themselves against the best. They've done just that. And for Princeton, this was as close to a must-win as Mackesy breaks the scoreless streak.
First goal for Princeton since the 8-11 mark in the second quarter. 4th of the day for the sophomore from Bronxville. And the Tigers finally back on the board here in the second half.
And this is something Coulter Mackesy's doing more of this year, not relying just on the outside shot to score. We know he can do that. Able to weave.
Graham Bundy in the penalty box. 32nd man up for the Tigers, Sam English.
Great
out in
movement.
front, Stevens. They set him up, and the Tigers finally get one back.
We're going to talk about the crease. Goal's good.
Goal is good. Flag is down. I think the goal will wipe out the flag.
Yep. Love that man. Up play. They're cycling around the goal. They're just running in a circle. You see that. So it's move and replace. Move and replace. Stevens makes his way to the crease. Cuts behind defenders and is able to get a nice, easy goal against Scharfenberger, which has been hard.
Gianfrancaro came
Sam
in,
English
gave
is
up.
wide open, middle of the field.
Tigers unsettled situation. Mackesy steps back, goes low, and the Tigers are back within 3. 4th goal of the day for the sophomore.
Sorry I had to cut you off, Cody. Sam English was yelling for the ball. I wanted to help him a bit. There was no one around him, and then he finds Mackesy. Mackesy with the left hand. able to go 5-hole against Scharfenberger, and just like that, Tigers within 2. I don't think they are.
Ryan Boyle found out last weekend during that PLL Championship Series broadcast that he's going into the Pro Lacrosse Hall of Fame.
Deservedly so, and he does such a nice job on those broadcasts, as well as Georgetown gets another one, and a huge one.
Jacob Kelly, the transfer from UNC. He was the Tar Heels captain last year. He's got his second goal of the season. Comes in a huge situation to go along with a couple assists.
The Towson, Maryland native, just a lefty laser, beats Gianfrancaro. And how about Coach Warren? 91 the ball and see if he can work some magic.
Bardaro, here's Mackesy. There's that short stick matchup against Dylan Hess, the junior. Because he had a step on it, instead through the defense for Cameron. Tigers back within 3.
Well, if 91 can't find the back of the net, he'll find somebody who can. And this time it's Cameron. Great job. Beautiful job by Hess, short stick defense on Mackesy. But Mackesy keeps his head up when he's dodging. Almost a no look that I think threw the defense off. Performance stepping in a big spot when his team needed it most, and boy, did he deliver.
The Hoyas in the win column as they come out on top in as physical of a lacrosse game as you'll see. 13-10 the final score. Princeton, which had won 16 of 17 on their home field before that loss last week, has now dropped back-to-back games at home. And the Hoyas put one in the win column. They knock off the 5th-ranked Tigers by a score of 13-10. Georgetown playing about as clean of a game as you can get. Perfect on clears. They caused 5 turnovers. Princeton turned it over 6